Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous, my adventures.
Cargo scoop deployed.
Planetary exploration near Jameson crash site for raw materials. Sophis is still on lockdown, so there's no cargo missions. So there's not much to do except for material gathering. I've looked before trying to find places like Sophis, and I haven't found one. It doesn't mean there's not one out there, and I'll probably wind up looking again because we can't get out to Sophis. Are we desperate for credits? No. We have almost 8.5 billion. In credit cash. So I talk about it all the time. If it goes on too much longer, I probably will be searching for another location to run cargo. There's no telling how long it will last. I mean, it could last a month or longer. So maybe try to find a place that was like Sophis and Ceos. So we like it when our highest grade, which it is raw materials, is grade 4. There's not a grade 5 in raw materials. See, these are pretty far, so we're looking for a closer. It's probably not a closer, so go after one of these. But the lockdown can't last forever. It's got to be over at some point. But I am getting closer to wanting to find another location that has roughly the same type of surroundings as Sophis mining. I don't think there's going to be any place that's as good as Sophis mining, because it's been known as the best, the best cargo area to run cargo missions. Now the best part is we don't have to have cargo missions right now. We have over 8 billion in credit cash. So that part's pretty good. We've really helped out our materials during this time. We're much better off today than we were at the beginning of this outbreak or lockdown in Sophis on materials. We've got some latency going on with the game. Again, we'll look for a closer. There's a closer. The tighter signal. This has been a pretty good spot in the past to do materials, is here at Jameson and also at Dab's Hope. It's a good place to do raw materials too. So we'll probably from here go back to Dab's Hope and gather more materials and raw materials. We'll leave here and go to the raw material trader again and the encoded material trader. See if there's a closer one than that. Not really. We don't want to go into the rougher parts. We don't have to. So maybe as far over to the right as possible. Yeah, that's a little bit smoother right there. Tell on the bottom radar. But our materials, like I said, is looking much better than it did prior to the lockdown of Sophis. So I'm pretty hopeful. We will continue doing materials until Sophis lockdown is over. Because we do need more materials. And Sophis is the best place for us to do cargo missions. It's got to end eventually, and there's about 2,000 ships a day that go through there. So you know they're doing like bounty hunting and things like that. They're not doing cargo missions. So they have to be doing something. Or maybe they're doing things to help lift. We're almost full on Tellurium. I think we can only take one more fragment, but we'll find out on the next fragment. See if we have a better one. Yeah, we got one over here that's pretty close. You can tell how concentrated the signal is and how narrow it is, how close it is. Well, I'm definitely not happy about the lockdown. I wish we didn't have a lockdown. But since we do, it is what it is, and we have just been material gathering since. See if we have a closer one than this one. And on this one you can tell the signal is far apart, so that means it's further away. And it looks like we might get into some rough areas, so it's not my preferred. But it's the only signal we have at the moment. So the materials do respawn. So if you keep driving around, the materials will show up again. But when the lockdown of Sothis is lifted, then at least we'll have more material. Now, when I say it's locked down as of the recording of this video. So when you watch this video, if you go to Sothis, it probably will not be under lockdown, because it could be 2 to 4 weeks later after I record this video till you get to see it. So don't take it as if these are current. They could be, you know, if I wind up catching up, but probably not. Because right now they're probably between 2 and 4 weeks before they get released. But I've got so many videos that I have recorded. We haven't gotten a teleroom yet, so this might not be as good as the other place. But again, if we start filling up stuff, we're not about or close to filling up these that we're gathering right now. Iron and manganese. Be sure to look to the lower right hand corner of the video and press that subscribe button. YouTube requires 1,000 subscribers. After 9 months we have less than 200. You can tell we're not doing very well, and we're getting about, well, under 1% of our viewers are subscribing. So that's certainly not good. Getting less than 1%. We need about 5% instead of just 1%. And even 5% wouldn't be great, but it's certainly better than less than 1%. So because we're getting such little support, we do what I want to do. We don't take suggestions, and I don't look at, oh, what brings the most views and stuff like that. Because after 9 months, and we've done about every type of content that we can in Elite Dangerous, if you check out our playlists under our YouTube channel, we've done about everything from asteroid mining to Argoid surface sites and Guardian surface sites, and we got the Guardian FSD booster, and we did a lot of things. We did skimmer and stinger bounty hunting, and just all kinds of stuff we did a while ago. Worked our rank till we up to Elite, I believe. I think I might have already been elite back in January of trade and exploration. I don't remember. But I've explained the road to riches and showed you how to do that, and credits, beta testing the fleet carrier when it was in beta test, and purchasing a fleet carrier with all the services, and we got videos on about everything. But since we've gotten so little support, now it's about what's best for my gameplay. And right now, because Sophis is in lockdown, it's materials. And yes, I'm kind of a grinder, I guess, because I kind of look back and what do I do the most of? Grinding for credits and for materials. But I have nearly I have over 8 billion in credit cash. Our materials are pretty good. Our grade 4 and 5s are almost full. And after we get those full, it's going to be much faster filling up grades 1, 2, and 3 at some point. Yeah, we're not getting respawns at the moment of materials. Usually have to just keep going until you see the respawns. What we usually do is go for a little while, go in a circle, go for a little while, go in a circle. And we're getting into some rough area, and why should we do that when we're not locked on to any certain materials. We watch that bottom sensor and try to get into some better terrain. Now we start turning around and see if we see some. We see some here, but it's taking us into some rougher terrain. And the signal is very far apart, so it's going to be a little bit before we get there, so we'll definitely be in the rough before we find it. We have to fight the steering because we have anti-traction control, not traction control, but anti-traction control. It does its best to spin you out constantly, because this is a obstacle course game. It's all about throwing obstacles in your way. Well, a lot of times things are dynamic, so they're programmed. And you could just be flying along, come over a hill, and there's a huge boulder right on the other side. Yeah, that's on purpose, because it's part of that obstacle course mentality of the game. Supposed to be a obstacle course. They're supposed to frustrate you as a player as much as possible. That's their goal for some reason. That's what they do. It's like 7 interdictions in one Super Cruise run. That's to frustrate you and make you not want to play their game. And it's like when your SRV spins, you're always pointing in the opposite direction. Why do they do that? They want you to get frustrated and not play their game. It's kind of crazy to me to understand that mentality, but when you bring it to their attention, they tell you the game is working as intended. That tells you a lot right there. On purpose. They do things to frustrate you and to cause you not to want to play the game. And when you complain on the forums, what do their apologists say? Well, just don't play the game. That's what the apologists constantly tell you. Just don't play. They actually don't want you playing that game. I guess they just want Frontier to go out of business. Even Frontier wants Frontier to go out of business. No Man's Sky is ranked number 15. Elite Dangerous is ranked number 74. Elite Dangerous has a much better platform than No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is kind of cartoonish. But why is No Man's Sky 15 and Elite Dangerous is ranked 74? I think it's because of management. No Man's Sky already has space legs and building bases on planets and landing on planets with atmospheres and animals and oceans and submarines going under the water and all this stuff. They have all that stuff already. Elite Dangerous is so far behind. They don't have all this stuff that just frustrates the dog out of you. They actually listen to their players and try to fix all the issues. They even allow you to use mods, if you wish. Elite Dangerous will cancel your account if you use mods. So it's kind of interesting. Why I continue to play, I really don't know. Something draws me to play, and I haven't really figured that out yet. I mean, I've been asking myself too, why do I play? There's so much in this game that frustrates me, and I'm not really sure why I keep playing, but I keep playing. Something draws me to it, and I don't know. I don't know if it's just piloting a spaceship, but I can pilot a spaceship in No Man's Sky. SRV, but they're called exocraft in No Man's Sky. And I have all this stuff. They have a freighter and frigates where we have fleet carriers and Elite Dangerous, and I have all that in No Man's Sky. I even have a living ship. It's a ship that's organic. It's alive. It hatches from an egg. That's kind of weird. That is kind of weird. Yeah, it is. It's very weird. And I have like 13 bases, something like that, in No Man's Sky. I mean, I have all the stuff. But for some reason, I keep getting drawn back to play Elite Dangerous, and I'm not sure why. I have like 4,000 hours in No Man's Sky. No, I mean in Elite Dangerous. I don't think I only have about 300 hours in No Man's Sky. I don't know what it is. I have been trying to figure that out. Keep asking myself, why do you keep playing this game? And I don't have any complaints with No Man's Sky, but I have just constant complaints about Elite Dangerous. And the traction control on the exocraft in No Man's Sky, oh, that's unbelievable. It's so good. It's really hard to lose it. I mean, even the little two-wheel motorcycle version of their exocraft. That's pretty crazy. That's probably my favorite in No Man's Sky is the Pilgrim. I really like that. Watch some of my No Man's Sky videos. But we don't get the viewers that we get from Elite Dangerous. And that's what started me mainly playing Elite Dangerous, was all our views. We've had like 23 or 26,000 views to our videos. We might have had 100 or two of No Man's Sky, where we have 26,000 Elite Dangerous views. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, we haven't got any Telerum over here. I'm not sure what the difference was. But we're within like 3 or 4 from filling up Telerum, so I guess that's okay. I'm about ready to go back to Dav's Hope though. Because I keep checking on Sothis and it's always saying lockdown every time I check it. On Inera.cz under systems. Type in Sothis and it'll tell, and then look down at the factions. It'll say boom for Federation Unite, and most of them say outbreak, the others. And at one point where the Sirius Corporation got close to overtaking Federation Unite, and then right after that Sirius dropped dramatically, but so did Federation Unite. And at the bottom of the drop is where they went into lockdown of Federation Unite. So it's been coming up, back up a little bit, but they haven't released the lockdown. And I think there were a lot more ships. There's less than 2,000 ships per day right now. And I think that has a little bit to do with it. What kind of time we got? Yep. Why don't we go back and do material traders for encoded and raw materials, and then head on back to Dav's Hope. I think that's what I'd like to do. Sys ship.
Ship recalled.
Now, if we found some tritium discounted or something like that, we would change our mind real fast.
Cargo scoop retracted.
You gotta see where he's going. Like he's a kilometer away right now. He likes to be a kilometer away for some reason. Just don't understand why they have to go so far away. When you summon your ship in No Man's Sky, it's right next to you. Well, you tell it where to go, where to land, when you summons it in No Man's Sky. Where here it can be 1,500 meters away. The game decides how far it is, which is pretty amazing to me. Now the ships are bigger in Elite Dangerous than they are in No Man's Sky. They're pretty small in No Man's Sky. Sys down. Well, I appreciate you coming along. Hopefully you'll come along again and press that subscribe button. Help me out with YouTube, and consider donating, and joining our Patreon service, and locating our fleet carrier and transferring tritium onto it, and viewing more of our videos. So until the next video, thank you for watching. Goodbye.